Hi guys, back with another video for you today in Rachel's kitchen.
Hello again.
So we recently did top 20 vanilla fragrances ranked by her, Rachel. So we figured we'd compare these two fragrances, Tobacco Vanille versus Vanille Fatale, both by Tom Ford. If you want to find out what we think about these two fragrances, stick around. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. If this is your first time on this channel and you love watching fragrance reviews, finding out about new fragrances, discovering new brands, participating in giveaways, and still haven't subscribed, please click the subscribe button below and also click the bell so you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. So recently in our video, top 20 vanilla fragrances that you ranked,
Yes.
you put these two in the top 10.
Yes.
In fact, you put Vanille Fatale in top 5.
Yes.
And this was like two behind.
It was 7.
Yeah. Number 7.
It was number 7.
So what did you like about these two fragrances?
I think I loved the experience of both of them, of just like being able to smell a note, like for example starting with tobacco and then moving forward into like a space of vanilla and from there into spices, and the experience of the flow and the progression of the scents that are in them.
Now what about the Vanille Fatale?
The Vanille Fatale, it's so good. I think the Vanille Fatale for me is it's like a little bit more subtle, but it has like a farther array of spices in it, which I really enjoy as I love to cook and bake. All of that is just like very nostalgic for me.
Cool. So let me tell you a little bit about Tobacco Vanille. This was launched in 2007, way before Tom Ford's fragrances became anything to write home about, I guess. It was probably one of their first fragrances.
Okay.
10 years later, they launched, well actually, I think it is 2017. It came out very late last year. I picked up the bottle early this year, like in January, but it had just come out. So it was like almost like a 10-year thing, 10 years between vanilla fragrances, and they're completely night and day fragrances.
They're so different.
They're so different.
They're so different.
So do you want to read us the notes? Because I'm completely blind.
I would love to. Where would you like to start?
So Tobacco Vanille top notes are aromatic notes.
Aromatic spices. Aromatic notes, spices. The heart notes are more of like a tobacco leaf, the blossom of the tobacco, tonka bean, which I really love, and like woodier juices, cacao, dry fruits, and vanilla.
Okay, so the woodier juice, the wood juice, it says wood juice. I don't know what that means, but I guess wood juice. It's weird. But in the base notes, you got wood juice, cacao, dry fruits, and vanilla. So do you get a chocolatey touch with Tobacco Vanille?
Yeah, I think it's like the depth of it. Like the cacao, like it's not like a sweet, rich, creamy chocolate. It's more of just like the depth, like a hard cocoa of it. Yeah, but it's the spice of the chocolate.
Okay. Now it mentions spices. We don't really know what they are according to the notes. But you pick up cinnamon, right?
Yes. That was the first thing I would say, is like a strong sense of cinnamon, maybe little bit of like anise.
So it does come off a bit licoricey?
Yes. Yeah, a bit licoricey. Maybe, yeah.
What about cloves? Do you get cloves?
A little bit of allspice, I would say.
Cool.
Yeah.
My favorite spices.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, and we mentioned in the video, the top 20 vanilla fragrances video, I love to wear this one for Thanksgiving.
Yes.
It just smells like Thanksgiving to me.
It does, yeah.
Even though it has that dominant tobacco a note in there.
I think we were talking about how like you start with the tobacco, but as the scent, like you continue to smell the scent, it leaves you in like a very nostalgic holiday place, because at the end there are all of those scents that you think of when you're in Thanksgiving.
Totally true. Now, would you consider this a tobacco fragrance or a vanilla fragrance? I'm putting you on the spot.
Tobacco.
You
because
think?
it's the first most forward note.
Yeah.
That's
why
how
it's
I
called
feel
Tobacco
about it.
Vanille.
Ah, so that's why tobacco comes first.
Yeah. So it's all about tobacco, but to me, it's more about vanilla. I get more vanilla, or maybe just the nice balance of the two.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Maybe it's just the more impressionable part for you, because it leaves you feeling about Thanksgiving. So that's why you relate that in your brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. But they've also featured so many different variations of the tobacco. They have the leaf, they have the tobacco, and they have the blossom.
Yeah.
So we have the best of all of tobacco in here.
Yeah.
And we don't even have to, get cancer by using it.
Thank goodness. Yeah, thank goodness. I think you can. You were saying this fragrance was made about 10 years earlier than this fragrance, and I think you can like smell the age in it. Like I think it smells, not that it's like an older fragrance in that sense, but it's an older, like there's just like a bit of like depth and age and like history to it.
Really?
When you smell it. I personally think so.
Okay.
Yeah, when you said that, I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense to me. I didn't know that, but I can totally understand that.
Is it just because the way it's composed? Do you think fragrances nowadays are composed much more easier to access versus how it was 10 years ago?
Possibly.
Is that what you're trying to refer to?
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Or it's just a rough, it does have a roughness.
It is like a rough and tumble fragrance a
Yeah.
little bit too, which is maybe also why I feel that way about it, and the tobacco notes in it. But
yeah, I was surprised you had that at number 7. I thought it was going to be in the top 10 to 20, but I was surprised. Man, she put that up at number 7, and I'm like, okay.
I just really enjoyed the experience of it. Like, I just love the way that it blends and it balances. Yeah.
So this Vanille Fatale is truly, truly delicious. For me, it is definitely a 9-day difference. This is much more cozier to wear. It also leans more feminine to me.
Yes.
Does that make sense to you?
It does.
So for notes here, we've got saffron, coriander, myrrh, and frankincense at the top. In the heart notes, you've got roasted barley, roasted coffee, narcissus, and frangipani. In the base notes, you've got Madagascan vanilla, mahogany, and suede. Now, I find this one very, very sexy.
Yeah.
Do you find it sexy?
Yeah, absolutely.
And do you smell the floral notes?
I do, yeah. There is like a little bit of lighter floral, which I think is why we associate this one as a little bit more feminine. And this one almost a little bit more masculine because, like we said, it's a bit more rough and tumble. And this one has a floral note in it. It's a little bit just like easier, lighter, cozier.
I find it to be very sexy and also very elegant too.
Yeah, yeah.
You prefer this one.
I do, yeah.
If you had both at access, what occasion would you wear each one to?
Oh, good question.
Yeah. Is this a symphony or is this a symphony?
This is the symphony.
Really?
Yeah. This is the symphony. This is more
clubbing?
like, yeah.
Really?
Totally. Totally. I would wear it out more. Yeah, because it's like an aggressive fragrance. And it's like...
It's going to get attention.
Yeah, absolutely. When this is, again, it's like it's a bit more sophisticated and elegant. And this is simply just forward.
Now, we said this one comes off a bit more feminine. Could you smell this on a man? Would that be a turn off or a turn on?
No, I don't think it would turn me off. I think I would probably rather smell this one on a man.
Really?
But I wouldn't be opposed in any way, yeah. Because it is so cozy and spicy.
Yeah, this one's more comforting. I think the reason this one doesn't come off comforting is because of that tobacco. It's rough and tumble.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's because the first impression of it is forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know about Tom Ford?
No, not in depth.
Not in depth. So Tom Ford is a clothing designer.
Okay, yes.
So he...
Well, that, yes.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That I knew.
So he got his start off and he was a creative director for Gucci.
Okay.
Late 90s, and he helped create some fragrances for Gucci. Then he left and he was working at YSL, Yves Saint Laurent, for a year, and apparently they didn't get along. Before he died, before Yves Saint Laurent died. So I think after he left YSL, he launched his own clothing brand, which just was in the early or mid 2000s. And then all these fragrances came out. So now the Tom Ford fragrances, and these are part of a collection called the Private Blend Collection.
Okay.
And they're higher priced. They're more, not the traditionally like fragrances designers would release, more like niche perfumery. So they're more expensive and all that good stuff. And so that's part of the Private Blend Collection. So not everywhere, like with you don't have too much experience with fragrances. You can't just go into like Macy's. Our Macy's here does not sell this.
Okay.
You can go to places like Neiman Marcus, Saks Fifth Avenue, Bloomingdale's. Those places would have these, and they are on the pricier side as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So a large 250 ml bottle is $600.
Oh, wow.
But you do have 250 ml bottles, and you get a nice, beautiful atomizer with it.
Oh.
So you fill it up, and of course, you would use a pipette and open that up and fill that up, and then keep that in the dark But that's the private blend collection. I'm glad they have both of these because now we have not just one kind of vanilla, a very masculine, but a nice, elegant, sexy, feminine-leaning vanilla as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Anything else we should say?
It's really beautiful. No, I think that they're both really, really beautiful fragrances, and I'm just, so glad for the experience of getting to smell them with you today.
Yeah. Cool. One more thing I can say is, since these are not readily available, I would suggest, if you're very, very curious to try them and compare them, get yourself some samples or decants. Buy some samples or decants to test them out to see which one works better for you. Because even though I find this one a little more interesting for me, Tobacco Vanille, it's my first love of tobacco and vanilla from Tom Ford, I don't mind this one. A lot of people, I think, were turned off by it because this pretty much is the vanilla fragrance from Tom Ford. And when this came out, this was like, people are so used to Tobacco Vanille, they'll be like, oh, well, this is nothing compared to...
And so committed.
Yeah, it's like, this is just like whatever, the stepchild of whatever that came through and now is kind of like taken in and moving in on this particular fragrance. But I like both. I still prefer this one more, but I do like this one. This one's more cozy, creamy. Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention is this comes off very milky to me.
Oh.
Do you notice that? I think it's from the Frangipani note, excuse me. From the Frangipani note. It's like a white flower.
I think we mentioned that it was like a touch creamy.
In the 20 top 20 video.
Yeah. So it's a touch creamy.
It does
which
come off
makes
creamy
sense,
too.
the
Milkiness, yeah.
Yeah. I think something else that you've taught me is like when you go and you get samples, just get samples so you can see how they mix personally with your Frankincense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, just wear it, try it out, and see how it works on your body chemistry. Because you might think, man, I'm a man, I'm going to go for Tobacco Vanille, but you might try this one and go, wow, this one smells great on me with my body chemistry. It smells really nice.
Yeah.
But then again, might be the opposite. And you're a woman, you're thinking this one's going to be great for you, and you try this one, and then people are like following you. Because this one, I get so many compliments with.
Yeah, I'm
all kinds of
sure.
compliments. Especially during Thanksgiving is when I mostly wear it. So anyway.
Yeah,
all right, well that's about it.
Yes.
Cool. Thanks so much for doing the video with me.
Of course. Thank you for having me on your show.
For sure. Guys, if you have any questions or comments, let us know. Which of these is your favorite? Do you like Tobacco Vanille or do you like Vanille Fatale? Let us know. Put some comments down. Let's get a conversation started. Also, like we said, if you want to buy samples or decants, do that. There's some links in the info box. Other than that, please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.
Bye.